This is every single console that GameStop sells. So back in 2018, we did this exact same thing. We bought a bunch of consoles and they showed up dirty, broken, and when we tried to sell them back to GameStop, they wouldn't even take some of them. So 5 years later, has GameStop actually improved? The packaging, as always with GameStop, leaves something to be desired. I can literally see inside for all my consoles. So the way that I did this is I tried to buy one of every type of console. Once we see what kind of condition they're all in, I'm going to sell them back to GameStop and see what kind of trade-in value I'm able to get. GameStop actually have fewer types of consoles than they did last time. Like I remember last time I was able to get like a Wii and a Wii U and PS3 and 360, and none of those are around. We have a 3DS in a box? For context, they always come in the very distinctive GameStop looking boxes. I have never bought a console from GameStop that came in the original box. They put a couple stickers on, clearly pre-owned, yada, yada, yada. But on this side, this looks like the original GameStop sticker when the person purchased this back in like 2011. And it's gonna go back to GameStop again. Got the original paperwork, Nintendo Power, rest in peace.
Oh man, no 10-year-old's gonna read that.
I did. There's a lot of stuff in here.
You were not 10 when that came out.
I was 10, give or take. Another
decade
or so. How do you do, fellow kids?
Oh, okay.
Wait. What? That's not right. This one's got a blue stylus. What? It's literally red, slightly darker red, black, and then silver?
That is just what it looks like.
It looks like someone like took like something abrasive and like scratched the hell of it. And then we've also got some grime on the touchscreen. Someone looked at it and go, yeah, it still works. Oh, look at the circle pad. Not only is it yellowed, it's got a bunch of like deep scratches on it. That screen looks like a little burned in. I think this is about the level of quality I expect from GameStop, to be honest. So I've gone through the setup process. Everything seems to be fine. I'm gonna launch my copy of Hey Pikmin that I need to system update for. So initial thoughts on the 3DS. It's fine. I will say it's a little worse for wear, certainly when it comes to like the scuffs on the screen. The top, there's like a little bit of like yellowing, which is fairly standard for these things. I have low expectations, if I'm honest with you. GameStop really don't make a lot of promises that they do refurbishment and all that kind of stuff. Can you refresh me on how much I paid for my 3DS?
$180.
Yikes. When it launched, it was $250, but I think almost immediately went down to like $170. So the fact that the 3DS has appreciated over the last decade is very interesting.
If you shopped at like a retro website like DK Oldies,
classic,
they will charge you $230 for the same system.
For a fat 3DS?
If you checked a website like eBay, which has
Yeah.
many sellers, you can get a comparable like condition one to that one for around $80-90.
Are y'all okay? Even with the box, there's no way it's worth that much more. Here's my guess. We paid $180 for this. They're gonna give me $40. Y'all need to chill a little bit, I think. Who needs to make profit when people keep buying the stocks?
That's the dude from Super Smash.
They didn't even give me my SD card.
Ooh.
It's kind of crazy this is basically the same price as the later models, but I mean, it seems to work just fine. You know all that good stuff I said about GameStop and having an original box? Shouldn't have done that. Oh no. There's just the stand, which is just dangling here. The controller itself, which is dirty and whatever. Look how scuffed this is. I bet you this was not as scuffed as it is right now before it was put in this box.
Well, they put rubber bands on them, so.
That's the best thing they did. They put rubber bands on the cables and took the PS5 and went, yeet! 1015B. So this would have been the very first edition of the PS5. I don't know who needs to learn how to use USB, but this looks like if you go to like a house that's maybe been around for a little bit and you look near the keyhole, that's pretty much what happened to these USB ports. There's so many scratches around the HDMI port. Also opened a few times, and look at the fan. Oh, gross. Look at that fan.
Look how dirty this is.
Yes, this is white. This is dirt. Look at this. There's literal like dents and scratches. There's dust bunnies everywhere.
I wonder if it's just from like a person who stuck it in their like little console cubby and then it would overheat like crazy, so they would just have to frequently take the panels off or something.
Maybe, yeah. This is pretty bad though. Between the shipping, just between the like dirt, the general just scuffs and scratches everywhere. I mean, this is kind of gross. I mean, I guess we'll see if it works, 'cause that's the most important thing, but like... So with our very dirty PS5 setup, I will say it is functioning fine. We were able to get it up to date, install Astro's Playroom, the controller's paired. Even though the fans are dusty, it's not massively loud. I will say controller, while it feels a little gross, and that's a suspicious white stain on it, other than that, it feels fine. It is a controller, so I think with the DualSense, I always find that they get kind of like soft. You're trapped in here forever. Well, that one looks clean. Where are all the scuffs? Where are all my scratches and the dust bunnies? While dirty and scratched, functional. How much do we pay for this PS5 from GameStop?
$370. And keep in mind, that is with our pro discount.
Yep.
The worst part is if you bought this now, right now, it is $408 for the pro.
Wait.
From GameStop right now.
Since last week, they have raised the price above MSRP. Sell your stocks, sell your bonds. If you want to get a PS5 Slim, the MSRP is $450. And I will say that pretty regularly, they're on sale for $400, which means that technically we saved $30 by getting an older console with a used controller, tons of scuffs on it. Based on our last video, GameStop pay fairly okay-ish for the latest generation consoles, but if it's anything that they don't really care about, they give you nothing because they don't want them. So I'm gonna say $250 for our PS5. I think it's time to liven the mood a little bit. This is, I will say, not going well, but you know what always goes well? Who wants Pokemon cards? That's a spooky Dust Noir sticker, Joanna, if you want a spooky sticker.
Sure.
You'd be a little spooky if you want.
Ooh, look at that promo card. Xerokix Machinations. I don't know what the hell that means. It's probably not going to be a big surprise to you that I am a big fan of Pokemon cards, which is actually why I have some news. I am now officially an investor in Rare Candy. This is a TCG marketplace co-founded by my good buddy Leonhardt. And the idea is not only can you buy all kinds of cool high-end cards, vintage packs, as well as new stuff, but on top of that, I've been helping to beta test a card scanner. So all you need to do is scan the cards you've got, you can add it to your collection, you can share with everyone. You can see I've got my own collection that's already loaded up in the app. It's really cool, you can share it with friends. So if you're a fan of Pokemon cards like me, definitely be sure to go check out the Rare Candy app at the link in the description. Now, it is only available for the app right now on iOS. It will be coming to Android soon, but the card scanner does work in the browser as well. I'm incredibly excited to work with the Rare Candy team and build something that has been a passion of mine into something which hopefully can help you expand your collection. Well, at least collection is the word I like to use. They didn't give us the right console, but I don't know why I'm surprised. Oh, I'm dumb. I thought this was a different Xbox. So I read Xbox One S on the box. I'm like, I didn't order an Xbox One S. They put a Series S in here, which is fair enough, but also look at the box. Why does anyone think this is acceptable? This is not even an Xbox Series X controller. This is an original Xbox One controller. It's micro USB. It's got a blue door instead of the freaking black door that came with. Yes, this will work, but I'll tell you what it doesn't do is have USB-C or USB-C cable, and it also doesn't have some of the extra little goodies that the Xbox Series X controller has. Like you're missing a whole button. Just look at the stupid Xbox. It is a white console, so a little less obviously scuffed, but I can still see all kinds of like swirly scuff marks and like the black part of the fan grill is all scratched. Dude, look, I literally am like wiping dust and dirt off with my finger. Ugh. You couldn't take a wipe to it? You couldn't blow it with a little bit of compressed air? You couldn't give me the controller that is supposed to come with the Series S?
It's all that dust from the PS5.
I didn't think it was that dusty. But after doing like the PS5 and this, it's actually like getting me. Besides the cosmetic issues, the console itself is fine, but the fact that this is the way they shipped it and they gave me the Xbox One controller instead of Series S controller, not cool. So we've run into issues during the setup. So first of all, this controller is very worn. So the D-pad double clicks a lot. You see, if I go right, half the time it does a little double tap. I can't get this online. I've tried Ethernet, I've tried Wi-Fi networks, I've tried 2.45. It just constantly says cannot connect. And because it's an Xbox, it is completely useless until you do the initial setup. Now, I will say that the Xbox does seem to be fully functional. We're logged in now that it has downloaded everything. I will say, I still think there's some weird Wi-Fi issues with this because like in the exact same spot as our PS5, it was getting like a third to a quarter of the speed. Anyway, we're logged in. Let's go ahead and play some Minecraft. The LED on the actual Xbox logo looks like it's burning out. Do you see it's like almost like pulsing? It's like kind of dim.
You know, we just gotta test the performance of our Series S just to make sure, you know, that it actually is gonna work.
Yeah, look at the power of our Xbox Series S blowing stuff up. While I am not happy at all with the condition, the potential Wi-Fi issues, the pretty scuffed controller, but what will surely redeem it is the great deal we got on this Xbox Series S. Alex, how much did we pay? It was so cheap, right? Such a bargain.
Paid $260 with the Pro discount.
Oh yeah, that's not good. And I will say that we have found Series S's either fully refurbished, but like in the original boxes and all this kind of stuff for like the low $200 range. And I bet if you're going on like eBay, you could probably find a Series S for below $200, right? We saved $40, I guess, but I'm gonna guess on the Series S, they will give us $175. All right, what is next? Well, I think it's a PlayStation. Oh, I want to hear a little bit of rattling. It's almost like a smaller box for a console that's designed for. Oh, it smells like dust. I believe this is the first item that we've got to so far today that has been refurbished. Great value, 30-day return policy, and quote, extended warranty options. My thought is that this is where GameStop is gonna start making a little bit more sense. This is not a totally normal PS4 because it is a matte console. So the very original PS4s were two-tone design. So it was matte on the bottom and gloss on the top, which looked very, very scuffed. This is matte all the way around. Earwax, I don't know. So you can see that all of the little screws are showing, so they've clearly, and you can see that they're all torn up too. So yeah, whatever refurbishing they did, they definitely opened up this console. August 2013. Oh.
I think the matte ones were like 2015.
But then how's it got a 2013? I mean, maybe it was an old hard drive. I mean, it's really hard to tell without the like sticker that tells me the model number and serial number and everything like that. Besides these scratches on the front, which are maybe gonna come off, it's actually like in okay condition though. What the hell is control? Have you ever seen that before? I've never seen a black colorway with purple buttons. And actually, you know what? Out of all the consoles we looked at, this is the only one that actually came with a USB cable. I don't think any of the other ones actually came with a way for you to connect or charge the controller out of the box, which is kind of important. So the micro USB is probably not that common in your house anymore. If it works, I'd be fine. Make sure the disk drive and everything is okay, but yeah, a little bit of a weird choice. Okay, let's evaluate how well our PS4 works. Let me just turn on the controller real quick, and then we're gonna go and hop into the game. Oh, look, it's dead because the battery on the controller is dead. This is charging for almost 2 hours and cannot hold any charge, literally whatsoever. Great start. I feel it was a little hard because I don't know which model this is. I'm pretty sure this is like the very last of the original PS4s. This could be a Franken PS4. They could have taken a shell from another PS4 that looks a little bit better and put it on something that was like thrashed or whatever. You can do motion sensing for Gran Turismo controls? Ew.
Now that we're getting into a game, the fan is going into jet engine mode. I'm actually so used to the DualSense playing this game. It feels very strange to go back to the DualShock. It feels like there's no sensation of anything. Oh wow, okay. Okay. Here's the thing, PS4 works. I have concerns. Clearly, thermal paste is dried, fans are very, something. This thing is like incredibly loud, and it's in open air. The other concern I have is that our weird purple controller, the battery is dead, so I wonder if they'll catch that when they get this as a trade-in. But the fact that they took it apart, in my opinion, and it still sounds as loud as it does, means that I don't think that they actually did anything that was more meaningful. I think they just like freaking swapped the shell and like called it a day or something. How much do we pay for our certified refurbished PlayStation 4?
$140.
Wait, 140?
Yes, 140.
I thought I paid 104.
If you search for a used one on eBay, you can find like a PS4 Pro used for like 150, 160s.
GameStop will give me $35 for this console. Just like the other box. Really, really well padded. They couldn't even tape the box. Well, actually, it's only rattling somewhat, not a lot. I can't wait for them to give me like $5 for every console.
We don't accept trade-ins, they're so low quality.
This should be our Xbox One, because it says Xbox One on it. Oh my God, are that packaging? There's like a spot for the controller and a power supply and the cables and a single very, very dirty GameStop battery. So this is a white Xbox One controller. It actually does have the 3.5, so the box lied, but that's an upgrade because the original Xbox One controller did not have the headphone jack. Is this a custom controller? Because it's got the gray on the front and it's got the black buttons. So this is a third-party GameStop branded Xbox One power supply. HDMI, again, our single, very dirty, oh, thank you, double dirty batteries, which look like they have been sneezed on. Oh my God! Whoa! The prophecy was true. I'm just gonna set this right here, very gently, very important. This is an original VCR Xbox One. It feels like they almost did it right, except for the fact that they left like this part is black. They have opened it up because they have taken off the original seal and they put a little 500 gig sticker on it. I will actually say, out of all the consoles we've got, this is in one of the better sort of shape. The only thing that's really slightly weird about it is the third-party power adapter, and honestly, I don't even care. So, assuming this actually works, is there a fan in this power supply? Oh, okay, so for context, Xbox, power supply. I will say the disk drive does seem to be working. So Forza, at least the disk launches. It needs to, what? Installing, what? I was gonna say, let's play Forza 5. We just spent the last 30 minutes installing it from disk. But now it needs a long time. That was only 3 hours now. Everyone good to stay a few hours after work?
No.
Welcome back, my friends. Look at our Xbox. Fully downloaded, updated, installed, and look at our B-Box. Anything jump out to you about this as a Xbox One power supply?
Sounds like our HVAC unit.
Yeah. Right?
Split screen, the little brother mode.
Little brother mode, let's go. Oh my God, I need an update for my controller. One moment, please.
This was glossy plastic at some point and they just marred it.
I'm not 100%, what was that? So, oh my God, dude. Oh, you can see it. You can see the whole thing shifting. You see that? What the hell?
They definitely broke a plastic clip
Yes.
in there and that's why it's shifting. Dude, there's no grip on this. What?
The start button on the controller we got from GameStop, it takes like a full half second to pop back up.
Someone spilled Coke on it.
50 PSI boost, let's go! Oh, shit, no! How much did we pay for our Xbox One White?
$100.
That does not feel terrible,
That
right?
is by
It's
far the
not-
cheapest thing we got.
It's not
We paid $170 for a 3DS.
Oh, okay. In the scheme of probably everything that you bought, yeah.
I think we actually got an okay deal though, right? Like how much is an Xbox One on eBay?
60, 70 to 150, so it's kind of
We're in the
that-
ballpark. We're in the strike
ballpark.
zone. I'm gonna guess that when we sell this back to GameStop, we are going to get $40.
All right, that's optimistic.
So let's see what the hell happened here. Well padded. This is just not, that's just not okay. This is never okay, but it's less terrible when it's a console. Like if I got a scratch on the console, it's kind of annoying. If I got a scratch on my screen, I'm a little bit grumpier. The screen is largely okay-ish. Kickstand, still works. We've got one very dirty Joy-Con. We have Joy-Con number 2. That stick is absolutely melted. All right, we've got ourselves the little Joy-Con grip. We do have a dock, which is a little scuffed, actually not too bad. Our little stupid Joy-Con attachment guys, which no one's ever used ever. And we do have a first-party Nintendo power adapter. This actually, literal like dirt in there. If I'm looking at the back of the Switch, yeah, it does have some scratches on it. Let me plug it in, get it charging, and see how we did with our used Nintendo Switch. It's actually got a charge. I'm so used to when you have a dead Switch, it takes like an extra 20 minutes to charge up enough to turn on. We're also already logged in. We're one. As much as it's a little scuffed on the outside, and the Joy-Con, certainly the left one, is seeing better days. I guess I've seen worse. How much worse could it get, right?
Oh, you know better than to ask that.
So with our Switch fully up to date and our copy of Super Mario Wonder installed, let's give it a try. The Joy-Cons, I want to make sure, that's my biggest question. It's clearly working. Like I've been able to like navigate the menu and stuff, but the Joy-Cons definitely, like these grips and the rubber has definitely been very worn. Hey. Oh no, it's Bowser. Damn it, not again. Stop stealing my girlfriend, Bowser. Get your own. I will say, this looks real nice on an OLED. If only there was a Switch 2 that would exist sometime between now and 2037. Wowie zowie. Seems all right. Now, keep in mind, this is the original launch Switch, so it's not the red box, so battery life is going to be a downside. This is using the older, less efficient processor, but it does come with all the accessories. Everything is in fairly good working condition. These Joy-Cons, as far as I can tell, do not have any kind of drift. A question, how much did I pay for the Nintendo Switch from GameStop?
With the discount,
With my pro discount, because I'm a pro member.
$230.
So for a 7-year-old console, that's actually 7 years old, was $300 7 years ago, and after inflation, that would be a lot of money, I think. More than a brand new Nintendo Switch Lite, which as we all know, is the superior version of the Switch.
Wow.
What do original launch Switches with all the accessories go for on eBay?
Probably somewhere in the 130 to 150 range.
They're going to give me $85 for this.
I bet you're banking on the Nintendo stuff keeping its value.
You think it's gonna be less than $85? I'm not ready for this. Now this should be our Steam Deck. And I can tell you with some confidence that this is my likely best item because we have purchased one of their refurbished Steam Decks in the past. And it was actually properly clean, well priced, the whole thing. All the padding from the other boxes they put into this one. Amazing. So this is the base Steam Deck. So 64 gigs, original model. Oh my goodness, are we just living the luxurious life. Like a little smoky, but you know, not like ashtray smoky, like, you know, in the car with someone who's smoking for 5 minutes smoky. I'll be honest with you, it looks pretty minty. Maybe the only thing you should actually buy from GameStop is a Steam Deck.
It smelled like a PS5. We'd have to return it.
So I've set up the Steam Deck. I've got it all logged in. Mr. Belito, would you care to join me and evaluate this particular Steam Deck?
Sure.
The touchscreen is completely inoperable.
Yeah, no, it just does not work.
And I will say that the screen looks fine. Like visually, it's not scratched, scuffed, not broken, like obviously. I wonder if they're gonna catch it when we try to sell it back to them. And they go, oh, we don't accept Steam Decks that are broken. I'll be like, Uno reverse card! That's the original screen. So how much do we pay for our Steam Deck minus touchscreen?
$250.
$250 is a actually legitimately great deal if you get this Steam Deck that's in good shape. I'm sure they would swap it out, like that's well within the reasoning for you to swap it out. I don't think they're gonna take it back. There's some weird Reddit rabbit hole of like, press A, B, X, Y, jump on one foot.
It's not ABXY.
Okay.
You put it into BIOS mode.
We're not gonna fix it for them. Look, oh, by that same token, we could also like swap the screen out. Like, I want to sell it back to GameStop exactly in the condition that I got it in.
I literally typed in.
Okay, fine,
I literally typed in Reddit.
We're gonna give more than the benefit of the doubt to GameStop for shipping me a console with an inoperable touchscreen. Okay, we're powering down.
Okay. So hold down volume up and press the power button.
BIOS.
Go to setup utility. Then choose battery storage mode
Enter.
and confirm. Oh, this person said it didn't work because they had it.
Why would you?
No. So this person said that it didn't work for them because they had it plugged in when they did all this, but then they did it with the thing unplugged and then it worked. So we'll try it first.
We'll try it again. I will say, I figure we're gonna have to do something a lot more annoying. This is actually not that hard to do.
Yeah.
Still not acceptable.
No! Oh, no, yeah. We're good.
This is not a GameStop issue. This is a weird, obscure Steam Deck power BIOS thing. We have a different problem now. It said 20% battery, and yet it was not charging as soon as I unplugged it. So I don't need to exit that mode
just exit
in
that
BIOS?
mode now, yeah.
No, this ain't it. It said 20% battery, and when I unplugged the cable, it immediately died. I don't know what's actually going on right now. It's definitely not doing a normal boot.
Austin, patience is a virtue. Just
Dude,
it's
been booting for 5 minutes. You're trying to tell me
It's
that's a normal
not been
thing.
Dude, stop that. No.
And when I unplug it, ready?
Yeah. There you go.
No, it's okay
Yeah, it works now.
for now.
So Austin and I are on our way to 2 different GameStops in order to sell the consoles that he had originally bought online. Are we going to get a bit more money than we did before? Or are they gonna scam us and give us basically breadcrumbs for all the stuff we bought?
So last time that we did this, it was a bit of a disaster. Now mind you, that was 5 years ago, but they didn't take back, I think it was 1 or 2 of the consoles that we had bought from them. I feel like they gave us like less than like $10 for like our Wii or whatever. Like it was incredibly low. Obviously we're not getting our money back. I mean, they've got to make profit. The difference is, are we gonna be getting like 50% of the value or like 10% of the value? Well, the best we could do is about $35. And we were successful. Well, successful asterisk. Ken, why don't you tell us your story first?
We put all the consoles in just a big box. Apparently GameStop didn't ship us the USB cables for either the controllers for the Xbox One or the PS5.
Yep.
And so I had to effectively, with my trade-in money, buy 2 extra USB cables.
How much do they charge you for USB cables?
Micro USB was cheaper.
Okay.
It was $10. The USB-C cable was $13. Okay, so let's start with the PS5 digital.
So we paid $370 for our PS5 digital. My guess was $250 of cash. What did you get for it?
Okay, so for cash, we got $126. To be fair to GameStop, if you are within their system and just do store credit, the cash alone was minus $54. Xbox One original. What do you think?
So we paid about $100 for that. My guess was $40.
$17.50.
It was at this moment he knew he fucked.
You trade in a perfectly working Xbox One.
Yeah.
They said, okay, it's $17. Oh, you're missing USB cable? Here's $7. You're trying to tell me that GameStop value a USB cable almost more than the Xbox itself?
Yeah. Okay, so the next one is the Steam Deck.
So we paid $250 for the Steam Deck that we unboxed 4 hours ago. How much did they give you cash for the Steam Deck?
$85.40. And if we did store credit, we would add an extra $36.60 on top of that. So we would have been over $100
How much
and
money
something.
did you get total for those consoles?
$204.14.
So I went to a different GameStop than Ken initially, and they actually couldn't take my consoles because they had that little like thumbprint scanner. So basically when you sell a console to GameStop, they take your ID, they scan your fingerprint just in case it's like a stolen product, which totally fair. But it wasn't working, but they were very nice and they gave me the values assuming everything checked out of all my consoles, right? So I have that, went to a different GameStop. So let's start out with the Switch. So we paid $230 for the Nintendo Switch. How much do you think I got?
$90.
$65.45. Next up, we did the 3DS.
Okay.
The 3DS was $170, I believe, right? Or $180.
That's a lot of money for a 3DS.
It is.
Whoa.
How much do you think we got for the 3DS? After spending $180 for it.
$30.
$77.
Oh, okay.
cash.
I'm actually kind of impressed.
So the trade-ins was significantly higher, and because I'm a GameStop Pro member, there's a coupon where I could have gotten $30 extra per console. Now you might have noticed, all right, so I've got my money here, my $142, that there are a couple consoles missing from this receipt. Now, if you remember in the unboxing, I pointed out the fact that it didn't have like a serial number, so I couldn't figure out like what year it was and everything like that. Guess what? They don't accept consoles without serial numbers due to the fact that they could be stolen. This is exactly the way I got it from GameStop. And same thing for the Xbox Series S. I think what they did when they cleaned this console is they used something that was like very abrasive or like, you know, Clorox or something like that to actually like clean it off. That's my charitable way of putting that. There could be a more nefarious thing where this was potentially sourced inappropriately.
If I had to take a guess, GameStop in their refurbishing warehouse actually just have a bunch of working and broken consoles, and especially for the ones that are broken, they're using those to scavenge for parts to put onto other consoles they could fix.
Counterpoint, it's borderline illegal to purchase electronic goods that have serial numbers that have been removed. So the fact that there are no serial numbers on not one, but 2 different consoles is incredibly problematic. So we were able to get $346.45 back for all of our consoles, except for our dubious Series S and PS4. How much do we pay for all of these consoles?
$1,542.43.
Power to the players, huh? Thank you very much for watching. subscribe to the channel for more in-depth pain, suffering, and questionable decisions. And I'm gonna go find someone to buy my stolen consoles. GameStop, it's time to stop.